Hello, everybody. C. Ray Brower here with Your Perfect Home. Today, I've got Heidi Garcia that I've known like forever. It's been forever. We'll talk about that
Yes.
in just a little bit because we're going to be coming up next. And we are back. How's it going today, Heidi?
It's good. How are you?
It's been just another day in real estate paradise today. I've been having a great day and so excited to let everybody know about my humanitarian activist that
That's a big
is out
title.
there taking care of the world. Heidi has been donating a ton of her time and effort into raising money for Ukrainian medical supplies, correct?
Well, medical supplies, socks for the soldiers, drones, like a whole bunch of things. So,
Right
but we
on.
did do a bunch of medical supplies, yes.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool. So, what drew you to stepping up for Ukraine?
Well, it can be a long story, but the short of it is 20 years ago I traveled there with some friends, and I made some friends and I spent some time in Mariupol and Mykolaiv and Kyiv. And it's always had a real special place in my heart. And I've always meant to go back. And when the invasion happened, I reached out to my friends and just to make sure they're okay. And so I have a whole bunch of friends all over the country. And so that's kind of the short version of the story. So that is just, it's kind of hard when you see your friends going through something so on such a, I don't even know what the word is, just huge scale, like such a disaster.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how I got involved. And, there are other things in the world that I've always wanted to figure out how to help, and I've never had contacts in those situations. So, like everyone else, I've, tried to donate to organizations or volunteer those ways. But this one, I actually have people, uh, like dear people to me there. And so I was able to directly get involved.
Oh, that is so nice. And I am a very giving person myself, but unfortunately, donations you've got to really be careful what
Oh, yes.
you're donating to because legally, after expenses, they only have to donate 15% of the profit that comes from a
Hmm.
nonprofit organization. So they can be so top heavy with administrative fees and what have you that I was really glad to see you stepping up, doing what you were doing. She has she sold tamales, tomato paste or tomato sauce, not paste. Famous Italian uh, grandma's recipe for spaghetti sauce, and then spaghetti dinners, complete spaghetti dinner that
Yeah.
was supposed to be for two, but that was enough for like an army.
Oh, good. I'm glad. It's the best way to ensure repeat customers. So,
Exactly.
yeah. Yes.
That's wonderful. Yeah, so like I said, I've known Heidi forever. I think when I actually met Heidi, she might have still been in high school. Pretty
Possibly. I
close.
think it was in BNI. I'm pretty sure I would sub for my dad in BNI in the
Yep.
meetings, and that's probably when I met you. Yes.
Yeah,
It was a
that's
long time ago.
exactly when we met. You were subbing for Dad. Me and her dad had got to know each other through a Christian fellowship, and he had moved on, and he called me up one day and wanted to know if I was interested in a networking opportunity that wasn't Christian based. And I said,
Oh,
well, Steve,
so he was
I
the
don't
one.
know. Is
He was
it
the
is
one who
it
got you into BNI. I didn't know
No,
that.
actually,
Oh, okay.
actually, I was a founding member of our chapter that he
Okay, that's what
had,
I thought.
but I had been a founding member of a chapter in Tracy prior. So when he called me up, I had been out of BNI for probably a year and a half or 2 years. And he called me up and wanted to know if I was interested in something that was networking that wasn't Christian based. And I said, well, I don't know. Is it BNI or is it LaTip, which is the two big ones in the area? Now, of course, we got Gold Star too, but at that time, that was the two. And he says, oh, you know about BNI? And I said, well, yeah, Steve, I'm a founding member of a chapter in Tracy. So I know a little bit about it. And so I went, and of course, it's a whole story, really long story about how that whole thing happened. But yeah, that is where me and you met. You were something.
I do remember that. I do remember that. But yes, it's really true about organizations, and I think that people are very discouraged in donating and supporting organizations because of exactly what you've said.
Yeah.
So I've been trying really hard to show that there are other ways to help, and not just to rely on the world leaders to do what the world leaders do,
Right.
because sometimes you need individuals, you need direct connections. And
Yeah.
for example, a lot of my friends and friends of friends, they were civilians before this happened. And within the span of 7 months, they're full-blown soldiers on
Right.
the front lines. Some of them didn't have boots, some of them didn't have helmets, some of them didn't have the correct like body armor or anything. And so you have friends and family members scrambling to buy these things for them. And it's something I've never seen before because, I guess, we assume that our army is going to provide all of those things. Well, they didn't have a lot of that because of how many volunteers there were at the beginning of the war to fight for their country. And so, direct people who are supporting people directly have been how I have seen so much of the world come together in just little pockets, like it's kind of the same concept of BNI is like you have one connection that has one connection that has one connection, and that's how it's been working. So, and I don't really particularly enjoy showcasing, oh, look at what I'm doing. It kind of embarrasses me, to be honest, but the idea is that if I can show people that they can help directly and in a
Right.
way that really makes an impact, then it will motivate people to not just sit and turn off the news because they feel discouraged they can't do anything about it, because they can. And there's a way, and here's a different way to do it. You can donate to the big organizations because they're still doing really good things. One big one that I highly recommend is Come Back Alive. It supports the Ukrainian army. Another one, there's all kinds. If you belong to a church or religious organization, maybe they are doing something to help with the Ukrainian crisis. There's always ways.
Yeah.
Or in your community, there could be, um, people from Ukraine who have family members. So of course, you always want to be cautious, but those are some ways you can investigate if that's what you really want to do.
So nice.
So,
So nice. Um, So, reading over your Facebook profile, I know you were a music teacher for a long time. That was great. I know you're very faith based, a good Christian like myself. But now, after everybody has met you, you do have to change one thing on your Facebook profile.
okay, what's that?
You are no longer can consider yourself an evil capitalist. You're just a
Oh,
capitalist.
I forgot that I even had that on there.
A capitalist with a big heart, which most of us have, although some of the liberals do seem to think that it's really evil to be a
Well,
capitalist.
I mean, it's true. And you know what? It has shown a little bit of the dark side. So it's kind of, I'm a big Star Wars fan. So, especially with how I don't know if anyone's a Star Wars fan, the way the saga has gone, there's two sides to it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and it seems like the most latest movies suggest that you need both. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Do with that what you will. But yes, I forgot I had that on my Facebook profile. That was 10 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, oh well.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Like I said, that's why I asked starting this interview if there's anything I should stay away from.
Oh, I don't mind. That's okay. That's okay.
Well, Heidi, I really do appreciate you coming on. Everybody, reach out to Heidi. Scrolling on the bottom there the whole time has been a way to reach out to her on Facebook. Is there any other ways you'd like people to reach out? Phone calls, Instagram?
Yes, Instagram. I am very active on Instagram. If you want to see what we're doing, I am not an organization, I'm just an individual, but I'm working with a network of people who are getting things to Ukraine, aid and supplies and donations and all kinds of stuff. So you can always follow me on Instagram. My, I think, handle is Heidi Mouse Garcia. And Mouse is my nickname in Ukraine. There's a long story, and if you ever want to know, you can always just message me, and I'm happy to tell that story. You could follow me on Facebook, or you can even text me if you would like to donate or even volunteer to help with some of the fundraisers we're doing. And do you want me to say my phone number, or I
That's
don't
up to
mind,
you.
but
That's I didn't put it down because I wanted to be respectful. But if you want to give your phone
oh,
number
sure.
out, most definitely.
All right, so the text number is 209-479-6396, and you can text me and say, "Hey, I'm interested in getting involved with helping with Ukraine and whatever fundraisers you're doing, and I would love to connect with you." So definitely open for that.
Perfect. Well, everybody, thank you all for showing up today. Thank you so much, Heidi, for spending a little time and letting everybody know what you're doing. Everybody else, remember C-Ray to find your perfect home and go out and be the sunshine in somebody's rainy day. We'll talk to you all real soon.
All right, bye.